I guess I want to go. I want to get on the ground here and go in another different direction. So I like playing basketball. This summer I was playing a 16-year-old, and I was doing okay. Hurt my knee. Didn't know what was going on. Went to the doctor, and I started doing research on the internet, and I tore my meniscus. Had no idea what a meniscus was. So, and I kept getting, and I appreciated getting a lot of feeds about what to do with my meniscus on my social media, on what other things I was searching. I kind of appreciated that personalization of information coming to me. So I wanted to talk about, you stated that consumers should have flexibility of determining what data comes to them or what have you. So under your pillar one, under the universal opt out mechanism, if there was a universal opt out mechanism, would I be opted out from seeing the data that I do want to see?
So I think there's two things embedded in your question. The first is what data you're willing to let the platform or service collect and process. And I think under any conception of the law, we would say data that you believe is strictly necessary, data that is strictly necessary for the service could certainly be collected and processed for that purpose. So to the extent you are searching for what part of my, and by the way, I'm sorry you hurt your knee, and I hope you're
It's
feeling
getting better. It's getting better, by the way. But
it sounds terrible, and that's why I would never play any sporting event with a 16-year-old. But in any case, so there's one question of just what data you authorize, and that's what the universal opt-out would say. It would say, listen, I'm saying across this device or this browser, anytime I go to a website, you can only collect and process data that is strictly necessary. I'm opting out of all other data collection. Don't ask me. Okay? But you are searching for knee problems, so they're going to collect that data on you because you are searching about you want answers to what's wrong with your knee, and they're going to use that data to help inform the answer to your search query. There's a second question about whether or not you then want your other interactions on that platform to be personalized to you based on that search, right? So we would recommend that you have the choice. You may like personalization. I have a guy on my team who loves getting personalized ads. I don't understand it. He loves it. He wants them. But right now, you often don't have the choice. You're going to get it whether you like it or not. You're going to get personalized content whether you like it or not. And what we're saying is we should give control back to consumers and to users to decide whether or not they want to have their other content personalized based on other data that the platform has already collected about them.
Now, could there be a regime where that universal opt-out is flexible?
Meaning you could say, I'm opting out for everything except for this website, or I'm opting out for everything except for this kind of data about my knee, for example. I think certainly companies could offer you that service. I think what we're saying is you should have the initial choice about whether to ask for that blanket opt out and choose it. I think if companies want to offer you a more differentiated experience, that's what the market's about and that's what competition is for. And some people may seek out you particularly, or people like you who want that kind of more nuanced determination. That's where I would say at that point, maybe government's not best to decide what the sort of differentiated offering should be. We should let competition do that work.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about if this opt out option is at the browser level or what have you. That I'm concerned about that that consumers won't be able to receive the information or data that they would like to receive.
You could always go back and undo your opt out. It's not the idea is we give you or the law would give you the choice about what world you want to live in. And if you decide after a few months, you know what, I really liked getting all the personalized content and that was a better experience for me, you could always go back and change it. But at least you have the choice, whereas today you don't have it.
And I was going to add, I think we like to imagine a world where it would be more selective, where you maybe wouldn't have to say it's all or nothing all the time. Right now, we're solving for that problem by saying the opt out and opt in should be very easy to find. It should be easy to do. So it may be that for a month you turn it back on, kind of let the information come in. There are also exclusions for searches because there's an understanding that when you're searching for something and you don't get it quite right and you put in the next, kind of piece of information for searching, you want to make sure that you're going to get something better the next time, right? So those are kind of continue to be algorithmic and use the prior information. So I can imagine a future where the guardrails, or a past if we had guardrails before where we deciding whether or not this particular piece of information should be used to give you other information or not.